This is my gameplay video of the Get to Work Doctor career, part of my series where I play through each Sims pack. As usual, we will be picking our career, lay back, and wait until it's time to go to work. Our gameplay starts with a little pop up, which is both welcoming and encouraging. Just like any other Sims career, this career also starts with basic interactions in the beginning and it gets slightly more challenging afterwards. So, to your career, you will be starting with interactions like delivering food, greeting patients or coworkers, making bed, mopping floor, researching on a computer. So, basically, you will be working as a assistant instead of a doctor. Yeah. As you progress in your career, you will be having different interactions with the patients. So, for example, you can take a sample and analyze that sample of a patient, taking a temperature from a patient, delivering medication to already diagnosed patients, and discussing general health with them. These interactions will seem like not so important in the beginning, but as you progress in your career, you will be actually having results out of these diagnostic tests, which you will be using them to conclude your diagnose. We won't be glued to the basics in this career because the actual career starts when you start to diagnose your patients. When I have been doing some research on this pack, I have seen many people struggling about progressing in this career because they couldn't diagnose correctly. So, I will be trying to share some tips and go through some examples so you can get the idea on how you are supposed to diagnose the patients. Let's start with this little girl. So, first thing you want to do is to pay attention to the patients because sometimes you can actually see rashes on them, and that will lead you to have a fast conclusion. But since I didn't see anything on her directly, I'm gonna run random tests and see where that takes me. After each test you do, you're supposed to read the result because in there, game will be actually giving you some hints. For example, after this test, it resulted that she has an ailment, but we need more examination for a better diagnosis. So, after seeing certain animations and applying certain tests, you may get the pop up called Decent Diagnosis Chance, which means that you can now go to the diagnostic section and pick one of the illness that you think is the case for this patient. In here, for example, after I checked her eyes, you can clearly see that she reacted to it, which means that she has something wrong with the eyes, which is why in the diagnosis I'm choosing the option with the eyes. So, if you get the pop up of decent diagnosis chance and you still don't know which illness to choose from, then don't jump straight to the conclusion. I suggest you run more tests instead, because as you run more tests, you will be actually reducing the options that you can choose from, which will be making it easier for you to actually find the correct option. Before we move forward, I want to show you that my Sims actually mastered Doctor Career. Now she can take samples from another room. That's a fancy bug. So the patient came with some mark on his body, and at the same time he was tired, sneezing, coughing, so it gave me some confusion. Maybe it's flu, maybe something else. We will see. I wanted to start by measuring his temperature, however, he gave me an electric shock 2 times. I have no idea why that happened. I never seen it before. If you know why, you can let me know in the comment section. After running some more tests, I got the option to diagnose, and I had sweaty shivers, flu, or burning belly as options. Since we didn't really see anything suspicious that we would think it's sweaty shivers or burning belly, like there was no shiver, no animation of something burning or sweaty, and we observed we clearly observed that he was coughing, sneezing. I went with flu, which turned out to be correct. Our next patient is a kid, and as soon as he arrived, he showed me his stomach, which made me think of two diseases that are related to stomach. First of all, burning belly, and secondly, gas and giggles. Well, I ran some tests, and when it's burning belly, you see a very obvious burning animation on the Sims. So I assumed it wasn't that, and I didn't get the option to have burning belly either. It was only gas and giggles, so there was our answer. Next patient displayed a burning animation directly, and it immediately made me think of burning belly. But unfortunately, we can't jump to conclusions just like that, and we won't be getting the option to diagnose either before we run more tests, which I did. Running more tests didn't change my mind. I still thought it was burning belly since I didn't see anything that would make me think the otherwise. Treatment for burning belly is a surgery in a surgery table, which is kind of awkward sometimes, but yeah, we made it. We cured her. Enough of diagnosis. Let's now get into my favorite part in this career, which is emergency cases. These emergency cases occur in different types. Sometimes you have to go to a certain place. Sometimes someone will just collapse on the floor and you have to give them an immediate attention. It is important to note that there is a time limit on this interaction, so you better not wait until the last moment. In this case, someone collapsed on the floor and we had to take her to an urgent surgical operation. Here's another emergency case, a house call, so we have to travel to a different lot. In here, we had to examine and give medication to three different people who weren't looking sick at all. One of them was literally playing on computer with a hospital outfit, and others were working out. It's ridiculous. It looks like people who are claiming to be sick and too lazy to go to hospital, but yeah, whatever. This is Sims. It's fun, anyways, so I have nothing to say. Another emergency case duty delivery. Your Sims will be leading the pregnant woman to the surgical table, like the same surgical table that we do the burning belly surgery, but yeah. During the surgery, you will be seeing your Sims watching a monitor and leading the surgical machine. In the monitor, you will see storks flying around. I guess that's also the story that's told to little Sims when they grow up and ask to their parents, Mommy, Daddy, where am I coming from? Another emergency case, which is outbreak. When I played this part, it actually reminded me of Corona times, like when there was lockdowns and so on. Anyways, in here, your patients will be collapsing on the floor. You have to get them up and you have to give them vaccination. After you do this for three different people, you can head back to the hospital. One thing though, we are coming here to give vaccination to people. There's an outbreak, but we have nothing to protect ourselves. I think a suit or mask would be a nice little touch. I had fun playing as a doctor. I hope you enjoyed watching too. If you like more content like this, you can subscribe. You can also let me know in the comment section about which gameplay I should do next.